Hi, today I'm going to talk to you about Merlin, Electric Twin's audience simulation tool that allows you to deeply understand the different audiences that your business has and then generate and test ideas at speed. Today, the audience we're going to be looking at is constructed from a market research survey that Electric Twin did on consumer behaviour in groceries and healthcare. The first way to interact with the audience in Merlin is to create a canvas. Within this canvas, we can explore the underlying data, creating a conventional plot, say for instance, which side of the market do you most frequently shop at? Or we can actually create two-dimensional plots. For instance, we could look at people's trade-offs between price and quality and how they view their financial position. So this plot, you can see here, generates that allows you to look at your audience with the people's financial situation on the vertical axis, going from uncomfortable to very comfortable, and then across the top from price through to people who prioritize quality. So we can see in that top left-hand corner, there's an interesting audience. People who are well off, but prioritize price. To select them, you simply click on the boxes. We can then analyze this segment. And here what we're doing is we're running a regression analysis to compare people within the selected population with everyone else in the audience to understand what separates them and sets them apart. Within this, we can see we get an automatically generated pen portrait to allow you to quickly and easily understand, but you can also dive deeper into the major driving factors. For instance, we can clearly see that these people are usually younger and that they are employed first time. We can then save this audience. We can call them well off. And now we've saved that segment, we can actually interact with that audience. I mean, we could draw out graphs again, but actually we can go further now. We can actually ask them, for instance, a synthetic question. To do that, we just click on the survey button and we select our audience. We just select our audience, and then we ask them, for instance, what would you prefer? Would you prefer to buy to save money overall? Or maybe would you prefer to buy smaller packages so it's cheaper on the day? Electric Twin gives you the option to auto-generate options, so it's a bit faster. And then we can just simply run this question against this synthetic audience to understand their views. So we're now just asking this synthetic question of this audience using the information that's contained within the survey that we collected to be able to infer how they would answer this question. And you can see that for this question, most people would prefer to buy in small packages. We could select this, but actually we could also see, well, what would drive this is an interesting thing, but maybe we want to actually go a bit broader and explore what drives people's choice in supermarket. We can do this qualitatively. We could ask this of the entire population, but here we want to just ask that segment that we created. And so now we're actually conducting this debate. What's happening here is that we have selected a diverse range of personas from the audience that we've selected. We're using an AI moderator to interview that persona to understand what drives their choices. And then actually what we then do is get the personas to interact with each other, replicating a focus group or how we make decisions in the real world. And you can see here that this audience, not surprisingly, given the segment we're interacting with, that they find that low prices trumps all, but also convenience is key. You can see they're referring to parking. And then when you look at the sort of budget supermarkets, a key problem that people have is the lack of range, and so that they have to go to a second shop to get that full variety of goods. So this can give us some ideas around how we might want to run an advertising campaign, and we can test our messages. Again, we don't have to run against the entire audience. We can just select a segment that we're interested in. We can select between how often somebody agrees with the message, how persuasive they find it. So let's say, so now we're running these two messages against each other, testing with exactly that audience that we selected right at the start, which of this way of phrasing around this idea of people want cheap prices, but they want to be able to get their full supermarket shop in one go. And we can see that actually these messages work quite closely together, which isn't surprising given the audience. We see that the easy to get everything you need at a price you can afford slightly trumps the full range of goods at low prices.